Building a very profitable application that users want requires a combination of technical execution, market insight, and business strategy. In this video, I'm going to show you all the steps that you need to turn your expertise into a very profitable app so you can make money from it. My name is Paul. I make it easy to launch profitable app for experts who have very great idea but do not know how to get to market or do not know how to make it profitable. That's what I do. So without further ado, let's get started. Of course, by this time, you will definitely understand that trying to code your application is a long way from freedom. There's a whole lot of things that you could actually be doing rather than slaving away coding your application. But if you decide to code, it's fine. But for me, my favorite way to begin to build MVP is using one of the no-code tools that I love to use. I like to use Flow. I like to use Bubble, Adalo, lots of other tools around these days that makes it very, very easy for you to launch and build your mobile application. So I'm pretty sure you understand that. If you don't, you can check out my other video and you'll be able to see why you should build with no code and how to build with no code. In building a very profitable app, you need to do your homework. And one of the homework that you must do is to identify a very profitable market or come up with a very, very good idea. Your idea must be a pain that people are facing and also they are willing to pay for it. If they're not really facing it or they're not really willing to pay for it, then there is no point. Anything that you want to do, if they're not willing to pay for it, would just be wishful thinking. So you need to think of an idea that people are willing to pay for. This is the easiest way that I think of idea. I think of an idea that is working in another market. I either make it local, make it smaller for a particular space, or I build it for another industry. That's what I do. There's this idea that I saw someone creating a note-taking application for a generic industry. And if you bring that particular idea and decide to create an app for lawyers to be able to take notes as they read, as they prepare for their cases, that would be really, really awesome. This time you're not building for everybody, you're building simply for lawyers. So that's the way I think of idea. I look for every problem that people are facing and I niche it down towards a specific area to people who are willing to pay for it. You get it? Don't niche to people who are not willing to pay for it. For example, I come from Nigeria and I'm based in Nigeria right now, and we have a lot of B2C application. And majority of the B2C application, people are not really willing to pay for it. So creating another B2C application in Nigeria will just be me shooting myself in the foot because lots of persons don't really want to pay for B2C application. So what do? I create for some other country who are willing to pay for it. For example, the US market is so big, just a tiny state in the US is enough. It's enough market for you to earn as much as possible, for you to become really, really profitable, right? I don't want to talk about all of those things like market research, validate your idea. All those, lots of persons have done that already. The easiest way, like I said, is look for an idea that is already working in the market and then go ahead and build it for your market or build it for another target audience. And it's going to be very, very profitable. Another way that I think you can find very good idea, there are lots of places where you can buy profitable apps these days. You have acquire.com, you have Flipper, you have Microns. You can go there, look for applications that are doing well, that people are willing to sell for a price that's already selling, and build the same thing for another application, and build the same thing for another niche, or build the same thing for yourself. That's going to fetch you some money. So that's number one, look for a profitable idea. Number two, decide how you're going to make money. That's why there's profit. So in front of the idea, that's why I put profit in it. You have to decide how you're going to make money from it. There is no point. There's no point trying to pay for maybe Firebase or pay for Flow, pay for Bubble or any of those stuff, except maybe you're running a charity organization. There is no point building an app and you're not making money from it. Right? You have to decide what's going to be my business model. How do I intend to give this app to somebody or deliver this solution to someone, and how much are they going to pay me in return? These are a few ways that you generally make money in your application. There are lots of ways, but these are a few ways, all the major ways that you'll be able to make money from your application. Number one is subscription. Subscription happened to be my best. With AI all over the place, you can create subscription for almost anything. It happens to be the best for me. right? How do you do it? You have a free model, or maybe you have a time-bound model. You have a free part of the app that people can use for, say, 3 days, or they can use for 7 days, and then they get to pay. Let me give you an example. I recently worked on a dating app, very cool dating app, something similar to Tinder, but with a different twist entirely. And where you come and find love, you can find a boyfriend, you can find a girlfriend, depending on, what you're looking for. You can also find friends there. They have various features, features that will enable you to match with someone, that will enable you to chat with someone, lots of features around the place. And so the way we monetize that application is that we allow people to use the app for a certain number of days. So if you come around, if you're signing for 2 weeks, we'll give you like a 2 weeks free trial, and then you'll be able to use the app for 2 weeks. You'll be able to meet someone beautiful. You'll be able to meet someone special, and you'll be able to love someone. And, as you go, you're chatting with someone and the discussion is good. And all of a sudden you see a notification saying, hey, you can't chat with this person anymore because you are not subscribed. What will you do? Of course, you go ahead and subscribe. That's how beautiful it is. In fact, if you don't subscribe after a few days, you will not be able to find matches. People will keep liking you, but you will not be able to like them back. You will not be able to contact them and chat with them. And so that's the way we make money from that particular application, right? So you need to think of it. Number 2 is freemium. It is free. So you have free part of the application, and then you have a paid part of the application. I use this app. It's called Duolingo for learning languages. So Duolingo has a free part. If you're using the free part, you keep seeing adverts. But if you're using the paid part, no advert at all. So it tells you can pay per year, you can pay per month, you can pay for 2 weeks, or you can even buy. They have these coins that you can buy, right? You can buy coins for yourself if you're using Duolingo. So you can choose that model where you have a free part of the application, or maybe you say that in this free part of the application, you are only able to do X, Y, Z, right? And then in the paid part of the application, you are able to do W, X, Y, depending on how you want to do it. Then the third one is you can use ads. This is free. This is normally for very cheap applications that if you use Google Ads on it, you'll be able to earn way more than you're spending, right? Because you're going to be spending for saver costs, a few things here and there, so you can slap around ads all over the place. There are apps that I have on my phone that I can't even use because the ads are a lot. So even though you're going to be using ads, you have to make the user experience very good, and then the ads a bit subtle, right? That's another way. And the last way I think really works is the pay-as-you-go model, right? Pay-as-you-go model. That means users get to buy like coins, or they get to buy units. This will normally work if you're using an AI application. You build an AI app that solves users' problem, and they get to buy coins, they get to buy a unit. And once they're done with that unit, they can use the application again until they recharge their unit. And mind you, when you're dealing with subscription, there are sometimes where you just want them you just want to offer lifetime subscription, right? You don't want them to pay again. They can use the app. They can pay once and use the application forever. That's something that you can think of, especially when you know that your app does not have monthly recurring value. There's no need for people to keep on paying recurrently for your application. It's a one-time thing. They use it and they're done. Right. So once you figure out how you're going to make money, then you not worry about the UI, UX. You understand? So the first thing, your idea, it's profitable. Secondly, now you know how you're going to make money. And the next is you have to think about your UI, UX, your user experience. See, user experience is pretty straightforward. How are users going to learn about your value and then receive the value? How are you going to give the value to the user? What kind of experience do you want them to have when they are collecting the value from you? In user experience, you have to think of onboarding. How do you have to teach your users in order for them to use your product? How are you going to deliver the value to them? Thirdly, how are you going to show them monetization without getting them angry? Number 4, how are you going to test? Testing is very important in your application because it allows you to iterate between designs. That's something that testing allows you to do. You iterate between your designs. And number number four thing that you want to do once once you understand how you're going to fix your UIs, once you understand your UI journey, the next thing that you want to do is to create a minimum viable product. Some people call it a minimum likable product. You have to create one like that. It's very important. Pick the features that you think pick the features in your application that will deliver very instant value to your customers and build it. In my classes, when we hold the boot camp on a monthly basis, we always say that any feature that you can't build within 2 weeks, then you shouldn't add it to it. Why? It's gonna drag you. Our bootcamp lasts 4 weeks, and within that 4 weeks, you have to launch your application. So within that 4 weeks, experts will have to learn, or maybe they have to use a done-for-you service. They will have to trim the value that they are given to a value that they can launch within 4 weeks, and that's how we do it. That's what we tell them in the bootcamp. Right. So you yourself, you have to think of the MVP, minimum viable product, that you can launch as fast as possible. It doesn't matter the industry that you are. Just make it beautiful, make it easy for you to communicate the value and give them what they want. And lastly, once you're good, you're okay with your MVP, then comes the big day. You have to launch it into the market. This is where I see a lot of founders get scared. They begin to ask themselves, are you sure people are going to like it? Are you sure they are not going to like it? No, you have to put it into the market, right? Don't just put it into the market just like that. Put it into the market with a strategy, right? Put it into the market with a strategy. Launch in the places where it's very conducive, and then you keep exploring other aspects. You can launch on Twitter, you can launch on Facebook, you can launch to your mailing list. Just launch in as many places as possible. You can launch on directories. And understand, launching is not that party that you hold in your room, in a hotel, simply because you want to launch an application. Gone are those days. All you have to do is to launch today. Launch today on Twitter. Tomorrow you launch somewhere else. You can launch your application all year round. You add a new feature, you can relaunch again all year round. And as you launch, don't forget this is a bonus here. As you launch, you keep on getting feedback. As you get feedback, you iterate your application. Not every feedback you should iterate. As you get feedback, you see the one that resonates with you, you see the one that it's ever reoccurring, and then you begin to iterate, you begin to add those to your application, and you just make your clients very, very happy. So I hope this helps you. If you are an expert, you're looking forward to building profitable application, I hope this really helps you move forward. I hope this really, push that needle for you, and you'll be able to build and launch your own application in no time. If you need help, click on the link below, and definitely you'll be able to join our bootcamp, or you'll be able to schedule a one-on-one call with me where we're going to help you bring your dreams to life. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and leave a comment, or if you have questions, feel free to leave it in the comment section below, and I'll definitely do well to answer you. Thank you. I'll see you in a different video entirely.